Hey guys, it's Milan. Welcome back to my channel. So before I even get into the nitty-gritty of today's video, I would like to send a message out to all of my US viewers, and that is to please go and vote. I voted today. It was my first time voting, but it's so important to go and vote, guys. There's a lot going on right now in this country that we can change through voting. So if it means something to you, then go out there and send in your votes, please. All right, so I went and saw this movie last week, and it was the best movie of this year by far. I rarely ever go and see movies. I don't really care to. None of them ever look good to me. But when I saw the trailer for this movie, I knew that it was going to be amazing. And I am so happy that I went and saw it. So if you don't know anything about the book or the movie The Hate U Give, it was originally a book written by a female author, and I'm not 100% sure if it's a true story, but I do believe that the scenarios that go on in the book are based off of true events that happened in America. So yeah, don't quote me on that, but I'm pretty sure there is some truth of what actually happened in this story. So in the story, the main person is this high school girl, and she is growing up in a very difficult time. She's growing up in today's social and political climate, and she is a black girl, and she goes to school in a very high-end, I guess you could call it, predominantly white school. It's like a really good school, but she's the only black girl there, and at the same time she lives in a not so great neighborhood where there are shootings all the time and people are getting killed and there's a lot of cop brutality and things like that. So I guess you could say the main plot of the story is her internally dealing with, well, and externally, but she's internally dealing with this like push and pull that she's getting from these two very different parts of her life. So she's not sure which sides she should be identifying with. She feels like if she goes too much on the white school bougie side, then she's betraying who she truly is. And then she feels if she goes too much on the black side, I guess you could say, then she's also not being 100% true to herself, I guess you could say. She's not, maybe that's not the right way to put it. She's not wanting to be viewed in a negative connotation. Being black isn't a negative thing, but in her mind, going to a white school and things like this, she has been able to see that being black can have these negative connotations. So that's her struggle. That's the main plot of the story, I guess you could say. And throughout this movie, there are just a lot of twists and turns, and she deals with two deaths of her best friends, and she lost both of them due to gun violence. Bless you. My dog sneezed. She lost both of her best friends to gun violence, and that impacted her in a really, really big way. I mean, if you can even imagine, like, I couldn't even imagine what that would be like. But the first time that she lost someone to gun violence, she was a kid. She was only what like 6-7 years old, something like that. And there was a drive-by shooting, and one of her little friends got shot. and that stayed with her for a long time, and she had to deal with that. And then almost at the beginning of this movie, her other very dear old best friend that she had is shot by a cop right in front of her eyes when he did nothing wrong. This is, of course, like, I'm going to spoil the movie, so if you're looking to go see it, then maybe not watch this if you don't want it to get spoiled. But yeah, so her best friend is shot in front of her, and he didn't do anything wrong. And basically the whole rest of the story goes on to show the struggle that not only she goes through, but her family, the boy's family who lost their son. It just shows all of the different aspects, but it mainly is dealing with her. And she has to go through so much. She has to go to school every day with this news story up on TV daily, talking about her friend being shot and killed. And she has to hear other people's opinions about it and what they think, even though they weren't there. And she has to deal with a lot, man. Like, it's really sad. It really, like, it made me so sad for her, just so sad for anyone that has to deal with something like that. I barely ever cry at movies. I think I've only cried at like 1 or 2 other movies. I cried 3 times in the movie theater while watching this movie. Like, oh my god, it really, really, like, touched me. It was like perfectly executed in the way that they show police brutality and the way that they depict, like, these scenarios of black people and police, like, integrating with one another, because there's just, oh man, I don't even know. It's just a lot. It's a lot, but I would urge you to go see this movie, because hopefully it can give you a different, new perspective on things, on, you know, political stances and things like this, social as well. Yeah, I don't really know what else to say. I mean, this movie just, I don't know. I mean, of course I'm not black, like, I can't speak to if it perfectly depicted what it's like to be a black person in America today, but I feel like they did do a pretty amazing job, and I've seen other people's reviews and things like this, and they have said, like, yeah, that's what it's like to be a black person in America today. And they say that they did a really good job of showing, like, the gruesome, terrible aspects of how hard it is to be black in today's society, and to not get shot, or to not have police just fuck you over all the time, have like constantly be afraid or scared of the police because they're constantly berating you and trying to imprison you, basically. Either they're trying to imprison you or they're trying to kill you. Like, those are the 2 things that are going on. Of course, this isn't all cops. I know that you can't generalize with saying, oh, all cops are this way. But, you know, we see it in the news, we see it everywhere. It might not be all cops, but it's a good enough majority to where innocent black people are dying at the hands of these cops, and these cops, they get no repercussions. Nothing happens to them. They get paid leave. They never go to jail for killing an innocent black person. In the movie, I don't know if this is a true statistic, but they said that 99% of cops that get taken to court for killing someone, specifically black people, 99% of them do not get jail time. They don't. So they go about living their lives, still having their job, still having all of these things, and the family of the person that they lost, they get nothing, essentially. And yeah, I don't know. I think that's all I'm gonna say about this movie. If you want to read the book or see the movie, I would say definitely do both. Now I would really like to read the book just to see if they stayed true to it in the movie, if they stayed true to like the original book. So yeah, I hope that someone understood where I was coming from. Hopefully you guys can agree with where I'm coming from and how I viewed this story, and hopefully it really touched you as well, because it definitely touched me. And I would give this movie 1,000,000 stars out of 10. Best movie I've seen all year. Best movie I'll probably see for a very long time, because it was just that good. Anyways, guys, thanks for watching me ramble on about this, but I hope that you all have a good one. Please subscribe to my channel, give this video a like, leave me a comment, let me know what you thought about this movie if you happen to see it, and I will see you guys in my next one. All right, bye guys.